3 bedrooms, 1 level with a great meadow view and gorgeous Saddle Lake Farms. Colleen and David Black, Keller Williams Realty. Call on Colleen.
I'm James Spann. This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Monday morning, the 26th day of October. Looks like a week full of weather changes. So a lot to talk about. Let's take a look at the big picture this morning. This is the water vapor satellite shot. And a nice trough off to the west. Big storms developing from the Texas Hill Country up into parts of Missouri. And down below that, a well-defined surface front running from just west of Chicago down to a little west of San Antonio. And by golly, it's pretty cold behind that with 20s and teens out west. And around here, it's cool, but not that cold. We've got mostly 40s over North Alabama and 50s down south. Watch warning map this morning. Flash flood watches cover a large part of eastern Texas and parts of South Louisiana. And winter storm watches up for parts of Idaho and Montana. And in terms of severe weather, there's no formal risk until day 4 and day 5. That is Thursday and Friday. Day 4 is Thursday, and that would be a risk over much of East Texas, Oklahoma, and adjacent parts of Louisiana and Arkansas. And then day 5, Friday, a pretty large risk area running from the western Gulf Coast up to the southern part of Illinois, clipping northwest Alabama. And, of course, that brings the question up, is there a risk of severe weather on day 6, which would be Saturday here? I don't think so, as you'll see in modeling. Look at the QPF graphic. This is the expected rain for the next 5 days. Heaviest action there from Houston to Little Rock. And that's suggesting 5 to 6 inches of rain there. And around here, the numbers are running from about 1 to 2 inches. And we're going to have 2 events, one tomorrow and then another one later in the week. And we might wind up with a little more than that. We'll see. Let's look at modeling here. This is the OZGFS at 1 o'clock today. And there's the new trough axis off to the west. We got a southwest flow aloft, and at the surface, we should stay dry today with all of the rain well to the west. But the clouds will likely be increasing as we go along. Tomorrow, a little bit of a negative tilt shortwave rolling through here. And the big trough hangs back off to the west. Pretty interesting in that we're not going to get a big break from the rain this week. And if we had sufficient instability, you might think that would bring a few strong storms in here. Somewhat doubtful. Keep in mind, we've got dew points only in around 40 this morning. The air's pretty dry, so we just don't have a lot of time to modify that air mass. So we'll mention a good chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. There might be a strong storm in spots, but severe weather not especially likely. Wednesday should be our break from the rain, although the showers could continue down in extreme South Alabama. And boy, look at the cold air flooding the west. We are having to mention snow for some of our high terrain locations out in Arizona on the radio this morning for the first time this season. But again, Wednesday for us looks dry. Thursday, here comes our new trough, and that thing looks awfully intense. But look at the 588 ridge over us. So while the southern Rockies will be cold and snowy, Thursday could be a pretty warm day here. And we've got some moisture coming back, so that would indicate maybe the risk of showers during the day. Don't think it's going to be a big rain during the day, but it looks awfully showery and maybe warm, upper 70s, perhaps some low 80s down over South Alabama on Thursday. And then Friday, here comes the system. And that could be a severe weather day from eastern Texas up to Missouri, along with the chance of heavy rain. Around here on Friday, the Gulf is wide open. And again, that could be a fairly warm day, maybe temperatures pushing 80 with a south wind, maybe a few showers. But really, this is suggesting that batch would be in here Friday night. And what's new, we've had these threats of rain on Friday night for these high school football games basically all season long. And then Saturday, look what happens. The whole thing really dampens out and rotates north of us instead of a long wave trough sweeping through to bring us noticeably colder air for Halloween Day. This has still got ridging going on here with the bulk of that north of us, and accordingly, a weakening front passing east of here. And a little cooler, but really not much. That would still imply highs in the 70s on Saturday if this is right. So, initially last week we had the idea on the table of maybe a cold Halloween, but based on the latest trends, it looks like the cold will stay north of here. And perhaps a dry day with the showers ending early Saturday morning. And then Sunday, this is the 1st of November. That would be an awfully nice day for the races out at Talladega. It's race weekend. No rain, very comfortable temperatures. And again, that would suggest highs up in the 70s with no cold air involved. And a week from today, moisture begins to return. But again, it looks like a weak front passing through here, but probably no big rain event. We'll check the end of the forecast the 10th of November. And again, that look is going to keep the cold air up north of us. Very cold look over eastern Canada, but the upper air winds will not allow that down in here, and that looks relatively quiet. But in this type of El Nino pattern, trying to peg the forecast even 7 days in advance can be tough. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 or so today. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.
Each day there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.